Welcome to Ridgecrest Talk. Not the Thursday night edition. This is going to be a special Tuesday night edition. We glad to have you on board with us. I'm Al Huey, along with my partner, Robert Eierman. And our special guest is Councilman Jim Sanders. Jim, thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure, Jim. Yeah.
And as you might guess, we're going to talk about Indian casinos.
Whoa, surprise.
Probably caught you off guard.
Yeah, right.
We've had now, what, 4 council meetings
Yeah.
discussing this Indian casino. Coming up tomorrow will be a potential, a possible, but there's going to be the discussion with a possible MSA vote, a municipal agreement that would be voted upon for the tribe. What's your read on? You were only absent of one of those meetings, I believe, the first
the very first one, yeah.
Duty
But I did
called
go
you
back
with-
and watch it, so
Yeah.
yeah.
What's your read on? Let's talk about just what you've seen from the public out there.
Yeah. So my kind of perception is it's been fairly divided, 50-50, in terms of turnout and people voicing their opinion for it or against it. I think there's still a large portion of the population who are just kind of indifferent, but don't like the location. I've heard that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Said I don't really care if we have a casino, but put it somewhere else. That's a horrible place to put it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think those are kind of the 3 camps that I've been seeing.
Now, have you
So-
been contacted a lot by email or phone calls?
Oh my goodness, yeah. Yeah, no, it's I cannot read my emails fast enough. It's not really phone calls. No one really calls my cell phone. But and you're always welcome to 760-977-7101. But
You got it turned off, right?
I do. It's on vibrate right now.
It'll start ringing.
That's right. But emails, I've had hundreds of emails. This has by far been the biggest issue in terms of public comment that I've had my entire career on the council.
Yeah, I was going to bring
so,
that up. I don't think you've
No.
seen, since you've been on the council,
No.
an issue this big.
And you realize, of course, the council as a general unit is standing on a very sharp pinnacle. And they're going to take a step at some point, one way or the other.
Yeah.
And they're going to slide down this slippery slope into a pool of mud. And on the other side, they're going to slide down this slippery slope into a pool of mud.
Yes, yeah. It's a
And-
no-win situation for us.
And no matter what, right,
Yeah.
and no matter what, this council, the members of this council are going to wear a stain for as long as the public chooses to recognize either the anti-growth stain or the anti-moral stain.
Right, yeah.
In other words, you realize you can't win here.
Oh, I know that.
Okay.
Yeah. And I fully expect it, and I'm fine with that. You know, I've kind of went into this job thinking that there was going to be a lot of no-win situations. I honestly
Okay.
thought there would be more of them. But, you know, as long as I vote according to the dictates of my conscience, I'm going to be happy with myself, and that's all I really care about.
all you can do.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be, if it's essentially 50-50, there's going to be 50% mad at you no matter which
Yeah,
which
that's
you
right.
do. So you might
Yeah.
as well not take that as any kind of threat, and
Yeah.
just vote how you feel is the appropriate vote, considering all the factors.
Yeah.
That'll be your
And
vote.
speaking of threats, it has come, at least I've heard it, and I think you have too, from both sides, that, well, if you don't vote the way I want you to vote,
Right.
we're going to
us.
recall you
Yeah.
or take you out.
I'll campaign against you after
Right.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
been
So
lots of that.
you've heard it
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
And so.
And that's fine. Like, I don't have any problem with that. You know, it's people's right to kick us out of
Sure.
office if they don't like what we're doing. That's what.
That's one
what we
thing
do,
that,
so.
on any hot button issue, that people need to get a little more open-minded about is we should be able to debate an issue, pro and con, you know, and we can agree to disagree without getting really nasty with the other person.
Well,
Yeah.
and I agree with you completely. And I have not attended the meetings, but I haven't heard about much. I've heard about some, but I haven't heard about much nastiness.
There's been some.
There's been some.
Not so much towards the council. I've seen a lot of nastiness
Toward the
in
opposing
between
view.
members of the
Yeah.
public. Yeah,
Yes,
towards the
right.
opposing view.
And that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
but,
it is very
but
unfortunate.
Everybody gets very passionate about
Yeah.
these kinds of things because it means a lot to them one way or the other.
Right.
But in most cases, it's at least toned down to something that's been a civil discussion.
Yeah. I think most people have done an exceptional job. There's just, there's always a select few that just make things personal or things. But for the most part, the public has been pretty civil about this whole thing. I mean, I've seen people, everyone has their badges and their signs and stuff, and opposite colors and sitting right next to each other, and they, they'll just chat between each other, and then they'll get up and loudly voice their opinion for or against, and it's awesome.
Yeah, well,
So-
we're still all neighbors.
Yeah, that's right.
But,
Right.
That's right.
And I don't think anybody wishes negative for the community.
No.
It's just,
No, that's the thing. Both sides honestly have the community's best interest at heart, and
I
both
agree.
sides are just really convinced that their for or against is the best thing for Ridgecrest.
Right.
And so that's commendable. Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a break here in just a little bit, but when we come back, let's talk a little bit about that on what you view this issue is as far as this or that, the pro, the con,
Yeah.
that type of thing. Because I'm sure by this point you've settled in on seeing it in two different views.
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds good.
and we also want to talk, we got 30 seconds left. We also want to talk about and get it out there that, I would debate you. I think that the location is the absolute ideal location if we're going to have an Indian casino in this town.
No paying attention to him.
Yeah, right.
okay? All right, we're going to take our break. We'll be back in just a few seconds. Join us on the other side. We're here with Councilman Jim Sanders talking about casinos.
And welcome back to segment 2, Ridgecrest Talk, here this evening. I guess it's going to air tonight.
It is.
Okay, so on this Tuesday night, and we're talking with Councilman Jim Sanders. We're talking about the Indian casino, and you had brought up that you'd gotten a lot of emails saying that it's the wrong location, whether they're for it, against it. But
And just so our viewers know, they may not, but
yeah, that's
we are
true.
fair and balanced here.
That's right.
Robert's in favor of it, and I'm opposed to it.
Yeah, right.
There's a balance. All right.
Yeah, and the location at the head of China Lake Boulevard, right outside the entrance of the base. Personally, if we're going to have one, I think that's an ideal location in that no matter which direction you're coming to town, it's easy to give people from out of town directions. How do I get there? You just drive down there, you'll run
Maybe
into
you
it.
haven't heard on most phones now, and a lot of cars. You just
Hey, wait a minute.
I said most.
The museum keeps calling and
I
saying
know.
they want this
They
back.
want their phone back.
Right, but yes, and of course, so they could find it no matter where it is. But typically, when you have something that is a big deal, positive or negative in a community, it's nice to have it centrally located. It might as well represent, to some extent, this community, and so I think that location is a fine location. Just my opinion.
Yeah, sure. So I have a few concerns about the location, and actually a lot of these concerns I didn't even think about or consider until I had heard public comment. People
Okay.
brought these things up, and I said, "Oh wow, I didn't even think about that." But so one of my biggest concerns is a lot of the current business owners in the business park. They invested in their property. They put that business there, with the idea, thinking this was going to be a business park.
Right.
Ah, good. Yeah,
So-
that's a good point.
In a way, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of doing a disservice to them if we put a casino there, something that I mean, obviously nobody
It's
can
a
plan
business,
on
but-
whatever business is next to them in the future.
Is it a disservice?
Well, I think it is to some of them. Yeah.
Okay, but
There's one in particular that's going to be impacted greatly.
Yeah. 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 Well, I don't know if you want to mention, but yeah,
the
it's
print
it's-
shop.
Yeah, Pack Raps.
Yeah,
is-
that
they're really going to be hurt by it.
now that could be the case. The other ones that are there. Also, the casino's going to have a place to eat, but maybe they don't want to eat in the casino. So that actually is bringing them business. So I'm not sure that they're hurt.
Yeah, and I think the restaurant would fit within the business park concept. The hotel certainly does. Even the entertainment venue, I would say that would match there. But typically, from what I've read, and you could read anything saying anything, so I don't put a lot of stock into what I read on the internet. But from what I've read, the property values typically decrease when you put in a casino.
Oh.
And there's some
so-
that would argue that they increase, but
Some would
you
say
get
that.
both
yeah.
sides.
That's right.
Now,
So-
Parsons discussed, I don't know if you recall, I guess he and the developer went around and looked at several potential properties that they might pursue. One that I was discussing with Robert before the show, and I don't even know if there's a potential for that property to be considered, that I thought would be a great location, and that's that huge lot next to the fairgrounds that's just a dirt lot right now. I guess they do motorbike races there once in a while.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I think it's about the same size lot as what they're considering.
Yeah, no, that's an interesting. I hadn't considered that before. Yeah. So.
And that would still be within the limits of the city,
City limits. That's right. Yeah.
but it's not in your face.
Well, and
And there aren't a lot of private homes right near there. There's some, but not many.
Yeah.
Right.
It's mostly
It's mostly a
little
commercial
businesses.
and industrial kind
Right,
of area.
right.
So, and one of my biggest concerns with the casino is what is that going to do to the reputation for the city?
Right.
Right.
It's like
And
I was
so-
discussing with Robert, how many times have
Yeah.
you heard people say, I moved here because it's a great place to raise a family?
Yeah, and it's
I haven't heard anybody say, I moved here because of the card houses and the
yeah.
bars.
and the casinos and the bars.
Well, as soon
and
as you have a casino in your town, you're a casino town. That's kind of how people know you.
So
If that's not front and center in our town, I think that
a
might
test
be
of
better.
that is, what's your view of Bishop?
Yeah, I think of Mule Days, to be honest. So,
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that statement is actually as good as it sounds to say.
No, that's true. And to be fair, I didn't even know Bishop had a casino until we started this whole process.
Yes,
and I
they
found
most
out
certainly
about
do
it.
it.
So.
And I don't know how many
It's
years.
not right in the center of town either. It's on
No.
the edge of town.
No.
Yeah.
And I think of the great bakery up there. I mean.
Oh, yeah.
but-
Shots Bakery, yeah. Yep.
Boy, wouldn't I love to have that come in?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
if you want to
seriously.
throw the casino out and put the shots there, I'll.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll keep them busy.
Yeah, me too. But so I'm not sure that that's quite as profound as people have thought that it is. But one of the complaints on the other side of what Al had to say is, all you have to do is listen to any 16, 18, 20-year-old. There's nothing to do here.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I would disagree, but go ahead.
There's nothing to do that is done for you. You have to find your own entertainment. And that's, to me, one of the great things of the community. But
I hear that all the time too.
Yeah.
Because I work with younger engineers, and
yeah, then there's nothing to do.
I hear it all the time. Whether it's
They might as
true or
well-
not, they don't like spending their evenings and weekends here.
Right.
Yeah.
So come the weekend, they're out of here because there's
Yeah.
nothing to do.
Right.
Well, some of those people might change their way of doing things and enjoy the aspects of the casino and those things that are included in it.
Yeah,
So,
and that's a definite pro for the casino.
you know,
yeah.
and in my opinion, one of the advantages of the casino is just like Walmart, Super Walmart coming to town, we will then be a real community in the perception of the outside.
Okay.
and it will be a destination for a lot of people, whether they be from Kern River Valley or...
It's time to take a break.
Okay.
My friend. So join us. We have one segment left with Councilman Jim Sanders talking about the Indian Casino. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We're here with Ridgecrest City Councilman Jim Sanders talking about the Indian Casino. We don't have a lot of time left, so while we were off air, and I wanted to ask you before the last segment, where you're sitting at, you got to be looking at one issue as opposed to another. I mean, you've heard them all, but in your mind, what are you wrestling with, the two pros and cons here?
Yeah. So the biggest pros that I could see are definitely the money to the city. I mean, the city is in desperate need of money. We're just scraping by as it is, so that's a definite pro. The biggest con in my mind is economics. So I'm not totally.
Well, it's actually
convinced.
the same.
Well, no, they're not. The city government, I'm talking about that separately is the local economy. So
Okay.
just the economics of the situation. I'm not convinced that our local economy, excuse me, is going to really benefit from this. I'm kind of afraid that the city government may be the only ones that really benefit from it. And so, you know, is it going to decrease property values? I don't really have a good handle on that. Is it going to scare away future businesses? I don't really have a good handle on that. I can't say for sure one way or the other.
Just a second, let me get out my crystal ball,
I
talk
wish
to
you
Harvey
had
the
one.
rabbit, and we can see. But,
Right.
And you're right. I can see how you could be on either side of that. But 180
Look
people.
what has happened to Atlantic City.
Yes. No, that's right.
It's
Yeah.
much larger population than what we have here, but it's going in the it's becoming another Detroit right now.
Yeah, agreed. But that was many casinos. But
Right.
Yeah.
who knows? I mean, logic says, well, you're going to have 180 people. They're going to have to live here. You're going to have $2 million a year in salary. You're going to have all these people coming to Ridgecrest from out of town. You got to believe.
Possibly.
Yes, you're right. Possibly. But I have friends up in Kern River Valley, and I mean, they were ready to jump in their car and come down.
Really?
No, they haven't built it yet. And if you get 180 people average, or 160 or whatever the number is that they say will come to town each and every day on average, they're going to spend money in this town.
Maybe.
Well,
or will they just spend it in the casino? So I don't know.
I doubt that they will just spend it in the casino.
I'll speak from my personal experience. Yes, I've been to Vegas. And I've gone to casinos.
Yes.
For one of two reasons. One, to gamble. Two, for a show.
Yes.
Did I shop at the grocery store or stay at a hotel other than the casino hotel?
They're kind of designed
I don't
to
stay at a casino hotel. They're too expensive. I'm cheap, so I stay at...
You didn't do good shopping on the internet.
But yeah, they're
What I'm saying is most people
$19
that
a
go to
night.
Vegas don't do any shopping other than in the casino.
They're kind of designed to where you don't have to leave the casino.
Right.
I mean,
They want to keep you there.
Yeah, they want to keep
Of course.
you there. And that's a good business plan. Right?
But like you're saying, then you got to think as a person that's getting ready to say yay or nay, is this really going to benefit us?
I bet you bought gas in Vegas, unless you have a very...
Actually, outside of Vegas, it was cheaper.
Right. Okay, but in the vicinity.
Yeah.
There are going to be some commodities that you have to.
That you have to.
Yeah, there's potential for people buying gas, I would agree.
And there's potential for people having such a good time that they decide to stay a night. And for right now, there's not going to be a hotel there. There eventually will be, so the local businesses may profit by that or have more business relative to that. So I see a potential.
Do you really think we're going to get a lot of people from outside the city coming here?
Again, this is so outside my profession.
Do you recall what we got for the
Oh, the Petroglyph Festival?
Petroglyph Festival.
Oh, not off the top of my head. No,
But
But
it
it
was
was
4,000
it was
something?
thousands. I know
yeah,
that.
it was in the thousands, I believe.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you the number off the top of my head. I'm horrible with
So-
that. But I am a little skeptical of the developers' figures on tourism. So.
Well, he's a salesman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, yeah,
well, yeah.
And,
You know,
and those
you gotta
might be
expect
high.
He's
But,
going to paint a picture that's
but it's
all
gonna,
glowing and
it's going to be like the Super Walmart. That certainly is going to attract people to come
It
to
is.
this town to shop.
the difference between the casino and the Super Walmart
Yes.
took 14 years for the Super
Well,
Walmart.
Yeah.
We're
But
talking 5 weeks for an Indian casino.
but there was some reasons for that that caused a lengthy delay. I mean,
Big
Unfortunately,
difference.
yeah.
But now that we're going to have a Super Walmart, and if you have a casino, I mean, all I'm saying is the Super Walmart is going to bring people to this community.
I don't know. I heard a rumor that they're going to demolish it and leave because of the casino.
Okay,
That's just a rumor.
It's just rumor, folks. But you
No,
heard it here.
I'm kidding.
Heard it in here and started it here.
But as we talked about earlier, you're doomed no matter how you vote from
Yeah.
a political sense.
With not a lot of time left.
No, not
I
a lot of
heard
time.
you mention at the last council meeting, and I'm actually in favor of it. I see the other council members, they were elected to do these kind of things and vote. But being that, and you've said it, looks like the community's 50-50, thereabouts. Don't you think this should go to a vote of the people?
I think it should. And the thing is, I've never, on any other issue, ever have I had somebody ask me, can't we just put that to a vote? They always expect us to make that decision on our own.
Right.
Even with the sewer fee increases.
Mhm.
I never even had one person say, let's just put it to a vote. I think there may have been one. But this one I've had just, I can't even tell you, there are just tons of people ask me, let's just put it to a vote, let the people decide. And whatever the people decide, we'll
And
be
I
happy
don't
with
think
it,
that's
but-
the chicken way out either.
No, I don't think it
I
is.
think because, well, the council chambers are relatively small. Obviously, you represent the whole community.
Yeah.
Okay? So you're only getting a sense of what you see there at any given meeting
Yeah.
on this issue.
And I can't think of any other issue that would change the face of Ridgecrest so dramatically. And in a
That's
way
true
that we
statement.
wouldn't actually feel the consequences till probably we're out of office.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I mean,
right,
that-
Oh, yeah.
right. Absolutely.
So if that's the case, I think it's perfectly appropriate to put it to a vote. So.
Well, we only got 30 seconds left. I want to thank you again
Yeah.
for coming down
Thank
and
you for
talking
having
to
me
us
on.
about
Thanks,
this.
Jim. And you know what?
Uh,
We can agree on that.
We can?
Yeah.
Oh, that's unusual.
Yeah.
City Council tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Be there. There's a potential for a vote. Good night, folks.